I guess the best way to describe heuristics is they're really a set of rules that the humans are hardwired to have when they're in the decision-making mode. Most common is availability, where humans tend to recall things that are near them, available to them, and are also vivid. Vivid and recent are the two sort of categories of availability mistakes. People see breaking news and then they go into a mode where, gee, I know I've done all this planning, but I need to get out of the market. I can't handle this, this crash. And then the big mistake they make is they associate losses with declines. Actually what's happening is their portfolio may be declining, but they haven't had any losses yet because they haven't sold anything. But then they make that critical mistake and decide to sell things. And that's why you heard those, the classic retail mistake that's practically speaking is, buying high and selling low. Humans are constantly believe they're in control. In other words, that they can understand information precisely and then translate it into a plan. And neither one of those things really is true. We're not in control of a lot of things, The market, for example, presents these great uncertainties to start with, right? We cannot know the future. It's all predicated on future earnings and future growth and population. And yet, Wall Street analysts and investors always are trying to figure out what that future is. So that uncertainty exists in every market. In times of the coronavirus, in times of pandemics or bank failures and all that stuff that we've had in the last, say, 10, 12 years, that what takes over is another whole layer of uncertainty that preys upon people. And for the most part, a big chunk of what behavioral science is all about is trying to explore human reaction under uncertainty. Most people think fast. That's those heuristics that we discussed, like availability, think instinctually, they think on emotion. And the other side of your brain thinks slowly, the analytical side, the one that, does take time to analyze what you're doing and is slower. And often in times like this, you need to think slower, not faster. And that's what advisors are good for. And also trusted friends who can help you through this process as well. I think another thing is there's very few people who can do it alone. There's professional traders and, people who run money and all that stuff. But most people have centers of trusted advice. Even people like us who are in investment management, we have, great research that we go to because we don't know all the answers. And what keeps you from being emotional is lots of good data points and trying to understand both, good and bad inputs at the same time.
Invest in you. Ready, set, grow. CNBC and Acorns.